I've been thinking about Tommy a lot.
What about Tommy?
He used to come here all the time.
This is one of our favorite parks.
Yeah, but Tommy's the only one of us that really came out here by himself. Get away from everything.
That's very true. What are we doing here, Andy? What are you doing here? Don't you have better things to be doing?
I came to remember Tommy.
We can't live in the past. It's okay to remember.
The thing about that is that coming here, Tommy's not in the past anymore. It's right here.
You ever considered right here being the past?
If it were the past, I wouldn't be here.
Neither would I. Do you remember when Tommy would come out here in school, sit on one of these benches, and smoke the cigarettes he stole from his dad?
Yeah. He always had some crazy story about how he went about it, too.
Never the same way twice.
Whether it be just snuck him or...
Remember when he rolled up a piece of paper from a book they were making us read in school, and he just stuck it in the pack to make it seem like it was a cigarette?
Yeah.
He didn't always get away with it, but he was creative.
At the same time, he never really got caught. Well, I guess he never got in trouble for stealing them. Do you remember Tommy would stare into the sky and count the birds that flew past?
Yeah, he was always fascinated by nature. I guess that's why he's really the only one of us who came out here alone.
John, do you remember how you met Tommy?
Yeah, clear as day. 5th grade, snowstorm. School lost power. We were all in the lunchroom. He was the only other kid there who would play Yu-Gi-Oh with me.
That's where I struggle. I don't really remember how I met Tommy. I just know he's gone now.
It's what happens when time moves on. People disappear. One day, you're just 3 buddies hanging out. The next day, you're just alone.
It's funny how time takes the ones that are gone and leaves the other behind. Takes the ones that are missing with it as it carries on. And leaves the rest behind to remember it all. John, do you remember how the 3 of us used to go down to the fair every year? He'd always spring for the deep fried pickles, and you'd always get the elephant ear. It's John? Remember the one time Tommy tripped the lunch lady? It was fucking hilarious. She had nacho cheese all over her titties. Fucking coleslaw everywhere. I remember when you and Tommy fought over who would get to take Amy to the school dance. Neither of you ended up getting to. You were too scraped up, but didn't heal by the time of the dance. Not that she wanted to go with a couple of heathens anyways. I'm hungry, John.
We should hit up Tommy's favorite place, seeing how we're reminiscing.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
Let's get going. Therapy is expensive, and you run into places that are like, they don't accept insurance, and they expect you to pay a monthly, like a month's worth of visits up front, and that's kind of ridiculous. You're asking me for hundreds of dollars of my money to talk to me about a problem that you might not even be able to solve, and if you're not, I'm not only am I out of that money, but now I have an additional thing affecting me, and that is the stress of not having the money, which is something that people in this town drill into your head your whole life. And it's kind of frustrating. If you don't have money, you're a failure.
And if you're a failure to begin with, what's the point of even going to therapy in the first place? You can't solve a problem you've already failed at.
You're right. You can't solve a problem you fail at. We might as well give up. I'd rather fail solving a problem over and over again than make the choices I did. Andy.
But what's the limit? How many failures is enough? How many times do you have to try again and again and again to end up in the same spot? How many times do you get to that spot before you realize that you can't be there anymore?
Thinking of that is what caused you to lose your friends. That is a thought problem that will eat someone whole if they let it. There is no right or wrong answer to that. It is up to you to decide. So Andy, I'll posit this. Have you reached your limit?
That's the thing, sometimes you can't decide. And sometimes that's the very thing that pushes you over the edge.
Almost as if it consumes you, just like this town consumes everybody that's in it.
Are we all not just lambs to the slaughter then?
You're only a lamb if that's how you choose to perceive it. You, me, Tommy, we weren't lambs. We're more like birds whose wings were clipped at a young age and forced into ideals and positions that put responsibilities on us that we didn't choose to have. Things that were expected of us in an unfair manner, to the point where it would drive us mad. And if anyone gets out of this place alive, I hope it's you.
Birds, lambs, no matter what way you look at it, we all flocked together. I cried in front of my dad after we all found out.
About Tommy?
Yeah. He just looked up at me and went about his business. He didn't offer any comfort.
My dad just called me a pussy. Told me weak men cry. And that if Tommy was stronger, he'd still be here with us. Really affected me. And who I was.
It's an all too common thing for people to tell people that they're not allowed to be upset about the passing of someone close to them.
This town's kind of like a gravity well that way.
How do you mean?
Once you're here, you either live a certain way or it snuffs the life out of you.
It has a way of pulling people back to it. And by that I don't mean actually bringing them here. I mean it pulls them out of themselves.
Like a person in a painting off in the distance. Just another part of something's bigger. Whether it's good or bad. When you're here, you have no purpose. You're just another splotch.
When you're away, your only purpose is finding your way back. You know, John, Tommy told me he didn't want to be here anymore. Weeks before he went through with it. didn't know what to say at the time. I still don't really know what to say. I wish I could have actually been there for him. That's all he actually needed. But it wasn't strong enough for him. What would you have said if he brought it up to you? Don't do it, everyone would miss you, all of these things that everyone always says that feel so empty. They feel like the right thing to say, but it always feels like there's something more that you could say. Most of the time, those words just aren't enough. Why is it always the ones that bring joy? It's never the quiet ones. Never the one that, despite all his efforts, can never bring a smile to his own face. It's always the ones that can't help but to smile, but to laugh. It's been so often that you start to fear seeing the smile on your friends' faces. Fear that it could be the last one. Andy. Maybe that's why it's always the happy ones. We're all made of light. When you have too much light, you just can't be. You have to return. lost your light, John. I hope that if you had, you would tell me. You would tell me, right, John?
Why are we out? What are we doing? What was the point of today's events? What brings us here?
Ourselves, I guess. I brought you out here, John, because I've come to realize that these things tend to happen in threes. And I'm worried about you.
We're worried about you.
So then why did you go? I needed my friend. Tommy needed both of us. And we couldn't be there. These things always come in threes. Been alone for so long without you guys. It's been hard not to have anyone to talk to about it. And feeling alone right now just makes me feel worse about how you guys were feeling. Like it's more my fault. I miss you.